This contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing 180 pounds, Lee Johnson.
Big, shoddy Lee Johnson, one of the most talented young up-and-comers here in AEW, Taz, but thus far just has been able to get over the hump.
Yeah, if you're new to AEW Dark or AEW in general and you've never seen Lee Johnson, don't be confused by an 0-13 record. To your point, he's a tremendous young talent.
From Clearwater, Florida, weighing 166 pounds, Matt Sydal.
And Lee Johnson will have his hands full against the veteran, the high-flying Matt Sydal. Anthony Sydal is somebody that's traveled the world. He's perfected his craft, and that experience advantage that he has going into a match with a young upstart like Lee Johnson, that could be pivotal.
Yeah, I mean, he's been around the block, you could say that. That experience, you can't buy that. Doesn't matter what you do in life, any sport, any industry, you cannot buy experience. I love Lee Johnson. He's got every skill, every trick in the book. He's very fast, very quick. But Matt Sydal's got that, 10, 15, 20 years of experience. You can't buy it.
Big match experience, too, to both of you guys are saying. Sydal's got big match experience, but look, we're all going to sing the praises of both these guys. Two different generations, but both tremendous talents. Should be a really good match.
And worth mentioning that Lee Johnson, who's been really inspired, really models himself after Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega coming up with a huge massive victory in the first round of the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament. He'll be facing Ray Phoenix tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite, 8/7 Central on TNT.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You got to look at Kenny Omega as definitely one of the favorites for an eliminator tournament. A nice snap mare right there from Lee Johnson. Gets a real quick switch.
And Anthony, that's the experience advantage of Sydal. He felt the momentum shifting. He was able to counter it.
Indeed, I must admit, since I've been back in America, following coronavirus, I've been going around.
Cover here. Just a one count there.
The wrestling schools in the East Coast. I've been to the world famous Nightmare Factory numerous times, and I've had the privilege of watching Lee Johnson train. And he is much better, as you mentioned earlier, Excalibur. He's much better than his 0-13 record would suggest. He's quick, he's fast, agile, got every trick in the book, and I think it might just be maybe a mentality thing. He hasn't been able to pick up a win thus far in AEW, but he's got a massive upside, and I think he'll do big things in the industry for sure. And a win against Matt Sydal will really kick things off nicely.
Oh, for sure, Taz. I mean, you know all about momentum. If all it takes is just one drop, and then that could just lead to a deluge.
Absolutely, and you know what? Lee has all of that. Look at these great deep arm drags. He's got Sydal rocking a Japanese arm drag right into an arm bar. And well done by Lee Johnson. Very technically sound.
Right there. What I would like to see Lee do is get that knee in his face. Get that knee in Matt Sydal's face. Maybe he's too nice. Maybe he's too nice at the moment, too inexperienced and too naive, and that's why he hasn't got a win. But what I'd have been doing, and what Taz certainly would have done, put that knee right in his opponent's face to really kind of make it uncomfortable for him.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, because then, he's not going to get in that arm bar so quickly. He's going to stay in that arm bar, but that was a great drop kick by Lee, and Sydal's rocked.
Beautiful drop kick by Big Shotty. And Anthony, sometimes, we mentioned how Lee Johnson, big fan of Kenny Omega. Somebody else that he's a big fan of is Matt Sydal. Sometimes if you're in there with a man that you respect greatly, you don't necessarily want to knock his block off, but Matt Sydal showing no such compunction.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I don't think Matt Sydal was a fan of Lee Johnson growing up, because that looked painful.
Yeah, that was a snap side slam. I mean, you really don't see that much. That was really uniquely done by Sydal to all of his experience. Let's take a look here. Watch, side slam, old school, but just drove him back. Instead of, that's nasty. I can tell you, all my years wrestling and calling matches, 33 years, I'd never seen anybody do a snap side slam like that. That was really, really cool. I mean, unless you're Lee Johnson.
Yeah, Lee Johnson being shot pillar to post, gets the elbow up, back Sydal off towards the center of the ring. Sydal, leg lariat, shuts him down.
Excalibur, you're correct, of box guys.
Cover here.
Of box guys that I've looked up to in the past, and the bell goes, and yeah, you don't really want to hurt them because you've looked up to those guys. You've paid to watch these guys fight. But it could take something like that snap side suplex, to make it change. Yeah. And now after that, he's going to be thinking, right, let's go to work.
Now, I believe in, like, if you are a fan of someone or looked up to someone as you were coming up, and no matter what sport it is, I would try to hide that and never let anyone know that. Anyone know that, I should say, you know?
Taz, you respect people?
If I do, I'm not going to let you know it, especially if we're going to fight. You know? Whoa!
Standing Mariposa there by Matt Sydal. Covers 1, 2. No, Lee Johnson counters. Crucifix 2. Oh,
Sydal got a little cocky in that cover and almost got beat.
Yeah, very nearly. Lee Johnson, great heads-up maneuver there. Sending Sydal into the rope. Sydal goes over the top. Sunset flip. 2.
Well, it was smart for Lee to kick out as quick as he did because Sydal was going to cradle him. You got to watch. He's a submission specialist, is this Sydal. I know he's got mine here.
Sydal has added that new wrinkle of submission wrestling to his game.
That moonsault thing you did a moment ago, Excalibur, I mean, I don't know the name of it, but I know very few people in the world could even think about doing that, let alone actually nail it, you know. He's very much one of a kind, Matt Sydal.
It's almost like he's floating on air. But look at this, wrenching back on the arm of Lee Johnson.
Nothing fancy, just taking it's a 2-on-1, 2 hands on one wrist, and just pulling it back. Now getting going for a key lock. He's got an inverted key lock right now. Great way to tear a guy's rotator cuff right there.
Johnson makes it toward the bottom rope, or makes it to the bottom rope, forcing the break.
You know, when you wrestle someone that's so well-versed and experienced in submission, you want to try and avoid being on your belly. You want to try and get behind him as much as possible. Lee has not done that. He's got an inside hook here.
Oh! It was like a Northern Lights bomb. 1, 2, oh! And Sydal, to add that new wrinkle of submission wrestling to his repertoire, it's almost like a reinvention of himself, and it makes him just that much more dangerous.
I was going to say, like students of the game like us guys, now we've watched him for years, Sydal, and over the last 18 months has he been like adding this submission stuff to his game, and I think it adds a whole new string to his bow. He's way more dangerous now. He's not just a quotation marks high flyer. He can make a guy tap. He can pin a guy. He can win in any way, and I think that's going to make him a very dangerous man here in AEW.
I've had the opportunity to call a lot of Sydal's matches years ago when he was a tad younger, and to both of you guys' point, yeah, he was not well versed in the submission game at all. Just a great high flyer and tough as hell back in the day, and he's still tough as hell. So
Lee Johnson with a series of jawbreakers there on Sydal, but Sydal still in control of Big Shotty. And a big chop, a second one, knocking Lee Johnson back into the corner. Johnson sent across, Sydal sent up and slipping off the apron. I couldn't tell. Did Lee Johnson actually trip him off the apron?
Couldn't tell. Maybe his boot hit. It was so quick. It was hard to tell, but Lee's not able. I was going to say Lee can't capitalize, but it looks like he's going to capitalize.
Tope Suicida. Johnson throwing his body into Matt Sydal.
Smart to get back in the ring. You don't want to throw caution to the wind too much, to use a cliche, but man, well, maybe I spoke too soon. He's going again.
Lee Johnson going a second time. Throwing caution and himself to the wind. And Matt
Sydal, he did well. He kind of disappeared.
Matt Sydal crawled under the ring while Lee Johnson's back was turned. But I mean,
that's different. Whoa, watch out.
But, Sydal blindsided him.
The oldest trick in the book, and it worked.
It's one of the first things they teach you. Don't turn your back on your opponent.
Yeah, and don't look under the ring in the middle of a fight. Wait for him to come out somewhere. Get in the ring away from him.
Yeah, a wily veteran. Wily veteran. He knows what he's doing.
Sure.
Matt Sydal.
Sydal returning Lee Johnson. Well, not to the ring. He's up on the apron. Lee Johnson, though.
Kind of blocked that. Got his hand up. Went for a knee strike, and Sydal got his elbow and arm up there.
Johnson coming off the top. Beautiful missile drop kick.
Yeah, springboard missile was on point.
Lee Johnson covered 1, 2.
Strong cover, too. Sorry, I think I thought you were speaking. One of you guys was speaking.
One of us wasn't. I was about to say Johnson.
I guess I'm punchy.
Johnson wasted.
Jeez.
Johnson wasted a little too much time in going for that cover. When you start putting the momentum together, Anthony, you got to capitalize almost immediately.
Of course. No, he's worked hard for what now? 7, 8 minutes. You want to capitalize on that. And at this level, nice move.
Sydal just planted him. 1, 2. Whoa!
That could have been it. At this level, in anything you do, any sport in the world, at this level, you don't get opportunities over and over again. So when you do get an opportunity against a guy like Matt Sydal, you've got to take it.
Got himself a cravat right here. He's working on that head, man. Excalibur.
Yeah,
a couple of moves on the neck area.
We just saw, I mean, well, we saw earlier that snap low suplex. Then he just now hit that Tenzan tombstone driver.
Yeah, man.
And
he's gunning the neck.
Johnson, though, concentrating his fire on the head of Matt Sydal. Quick drop step. He goes behind. Oh, went for the Blue Thunder bomb. Sydal counters.
Oh, wow, that high round kick to the head. He's got a half in, he's got the leg. Oh, jeez, man.
Sydal just planning. Johnson, 1, 2. No, Johnson escapes out the back door, but
he's cooking that Cobra clutch in there. Looks like
right into the Cobra clutch. Sydal wrenching back.
He's tapping.
The winner of this match, Matt Sydal.
We are seeing a very aggressive, very motivated, very different Matt Sydal, Anthony.
Yeah, and I must admit, Excalibur, I like what I see. I'm a big fan of Matt Sydal, and I said earlier, he will do big things here in AEW without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah, and he's, man, listen, when he hooks this Cobra clutch, we've seen different versions of it. Straight up Cobra clutch, it's a nasty hold. I mean, and it's a choke, more or less a legal choke. And we talked a lot about throughout this match, guys, his submission game, and he's really bringing it. And Sydal's one to be careful of in the AEW roster.
We want to thank Anthony Agogo for joining us here at the commentary booth. He will be the first of many new voices here tonight on AEW Dark.